Or what are you doing? Hey, we're live. Oh, we're live. We're live. Hey, good morning. 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. Hope you're doing well. I have two sleeping doggies next to me. They're sound asleep. But we're not here to talk. We're talking about Taebo. We're going to register everyone. No, I'm kidding. Taebo here. It was funny. It clicked on me this morning, and I had this idea. I actually wrote it in there. My neighbor reminded me. I go to companies all the time, and they have listed in their Outlook calendar daily scrums for like an hour, half hour, a lot of half hour ones. And you always hear about these people do 15 plus 15, right? And the extra 15 in daily scrum. I totally don't like it. But that's what you really want to do. Here's what I'm suggesting. Do a real 15-minute calendar link in your calendar so that everyone knows. And then take a break. Take a 5-minute break. Do some Taebo. You can get some exercise. So if you can practice. Dude, I got my outfit on. So later on, I'm gonna do some biking. Just get my knee strength because my neighbor was like, "Are you gonna sign up for karate?" I was trying to sign up my daughter for karate because she's really good. She could be really good at karate. She really wanted to. But I'm like, my knees are terrible. It made me think I need to go on the bike, work on my knees a little bit. But you want to have some fun. So we did on this buy nothing site on Facebook. Someone gave away an old DVD player, which we don't have one anymore because of the fire, because it's packed away in some warehouse, which don't know where it's at. And they got these Taebo CDs, and I saw that. I said, "Ooh!" And now I know what to do for that 5 minutes between Daily Scrum, which is supposed to be less than 15 minutes, and you want to get together. So and we'll talk about it. So let's get wrapped around it and just get kicked off here. It's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. I am Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach, and we talk about Agile and Scrum in a very practical and tactical way. We're going to get very practical today about our daily Scrums and help you get value to your customer without working crazy hours and craziness and stressing. Get home to family and friends, hopefully to work out and do some Taebo and some biking and everything, get healthy so you can keep up, because that's one thing I noticed last night too. I was tired. And have some fun. Maybe Taebo is fun. Maybe taking a break's fun. So we'll have fun in the office a little bit. Maybe Taebo would be a little fun. I mean, if you did 5 minutes of it, it would just be something fun to do. So here's my thought. I was thinking about yesterday. It's like everyone's like, oh, and I talked about the other day about stepping away from your office or your chair or whatever, get your mind fresh, think of a different way. So as you go through daily Scrum, step away for 5 minutes and then come back. Get your coffee, do some Taebo, whatever you want to do. Put your video on. Make sure everyone puts a video on. Not enough people do that. So you can see that. I want to see you away from the computer. I don't want to see you anywhere near the computer unless you're doing Taebo. And that's your choice. Either if you're near the computer, I want to see you doing Taebo. Otherwise, go get some coffee, some tea, maybe some breakfast, a little Danish, whatever. Was it Diwali is the celebration going on in India? Maybe that's get a little pastry, a little treat. I was watching one of the Indian videos on YouTube, and the guy was eating a little pastry, little tiny mini donuts. Look good. But take a break, walk away from the computer, because I think we try to push too much on stuff, and we need to take a break. Walk away, do some time, do some exercise, get the mind flowing, get the blood moving around. People sitting around a computer all day long. This is the one chance that you do control it. And you can't tell me you don't control this event. You can't. If you don't control this, just quit now. Don't be a Scrum Master. Don't be an Agile Coach. Walk away. Because if you can't control this little meeting time that you have created, then you might as well just quit. Seriously, quit. So it's a daily Scrum. It's how the group works. But one of the things that as a Scrum Master, you need to keep the mind flowing and just keep going. So my thought is, do your daily Scrum. You put it in your calendar for 15 minutes, okay? No longer. If you get done early, cool. Take a longer break. At the end of the 15 minutes, You take always have a 5-minute break. So you do 15 minutes, you take a break, you keep the whatever, the video, the Zoom, whatever you got going, and you leave it on, and then they can all come back and they go get their coffee, go to the bathroom, get their tea, get their water, whatever, do some Taebo, and then come back and do their group talk. But you need to get them away from the desk, de-stress, have some fun, relax a little bit, come back, rejuvenate the mind, so that when they are working together as a group, they're a little refreshed. They took a little change, they're back. Maybe they reflect on the daily scrum a little bit. That would be awesome as they're doing whatever they're doing. And they come back, oh, you know what? I thought about what you said at Daily Scrum. This is something, let's talk about this during a session, right? But I think that's something that we're not doing. And me as an agile coach, I'm going to go in there and say, I think we need to do this. And I'm probably going to put the hammer down. They're probably not going to like me, but you know what? Screw it. They need to do it. This whole, because it reminds me of that. I put a post up there about Elon Musk saying, if you give yourself a month to clean your house, it's going to take a month. If you give yourself 3 hours, it's going to take 3 hours, right? So the idea, if you give them a half hour or an hour for Daily Scrum, it's just going to roll out, right? It's just going to drag out for the entire time you give it. And it reminds me of an actual case when I was a program manager years ago. And I had a big project and I had system engineers and we're building specs, software, computer, hardware. I mean, the whole kit and caboodle. We did it in less than a year. It was pretty amazing because we really did it in a very agile way of doing it. Every month we're demoing stuff. And it was a rapid stuff in front of customers. It made lots of money for the company that way. The engineer saw on this Gantt chart that he had like 3 months on the Gantt chart to do the systems documentation. And he's like, oh, I have 3 months. I'm like, no, you don't. You don't have 3 months. You have 3 months of constantly, I'm paying you to work on this for the next 3 months, and then you're fired. I didn't say you're fired, but that's what the funding was for, 3 months of constant support. But during that time, you're handing the systems documentation to the software engineers and the testing people, and we're doing this endless loop during that 3-month period. But in his mind, he saw 3 months. He's like, well, I'm going to take 3 months to do my systems documentation. I'm like, no, you got to get pieces of it to your software people and your testing people and the hardware people throughout the 3 months. I need a constant cycle of stuff, getting feedback loops on what you have and seeing what they can build so you can adjust your document. He's like, oh. So it really hit hard and reminded me about that whole, when I posted that, about that engineer who thought he had 3 months to do this systems documentation. And of course, we have Bubbles. We have the cat who's awake, pestering the dogs. But that reminded me of that. Like, the guy thought he had 3 months. I'm like, you don't have 3 months. He said, I'm paying you for 3 months worth of work, but you're going to integrate with everything. So anyway, so they will take up that whole half hour, whatever, by focusing their time on that 15 minutes or 8 minutes. Like I said, just change it, make it 8 minutes. They focus on what they need to do, and they're very effective. People are happy when their time is used effectively and not wasted. I mean, just think about the line waiting for coffee at Starbucks or something like that. People don't like wasting their time. They're on their phones, right? So now they figured out they can use their phones and go on here, so they're not wasting their time while they're waiting, they're multiplexing, whatever. But keep that daily scrum to 15 minutes so they concentrate on it and concentrate on the interaction with their team. And if they get done that 15 minutes in that calendar thing, have them go get coffee. Do some Taebo. Do some Taebo. Maybe I'll have to watch the video. Get some exercise, walk around the room, get out of the chair like we talked about the other day, breaking the perspective, right? So the perception that you need to take all that time up is there, but you got to break that perception. You don't get a half hour. You don't get an hour. You get under 15 minutes. We'll take a break. I want you to walk around, de-stress, de-think. Think about what we just talked about in Daily Scrum. Bring that back to that session, right? Follow up on what was there. But you need to take the break. So schedule for 15 minutes and then you can do the whole 30 minutes, but in the calendars, 15 minutes. You got to be disciplined on that and stop screwing around. Actually, I'm going to be pushing all my people that way too. They're not going to like me. But you know what? That's what my job as an Agile coach is to say, look, you're just getting sloppy, right? Maybe I need to do, I got to do Taebo. I got to get in shape because I'm getting a little sloppy in the belly. Too many sweets, maybe. Anyway, I want to wish you all the best. Get out there, do a little Taebo. I'm going to do a little biking, get my knees in shape because, yeah, my knees hurt, actually. I need to work on them, get them stronger. So maybe I could do Taebo. Maybe I'll do karate with my daughter. That would be funny. That would be so embarrassing to her. Poor kid. She doesn't know what she's getting. Anyway, I want to wish you happiness and joy. And I'm going to say it wrong. Diwali, right? I want to say the V, but I don't think you say the V right. So anyway, I want to wish you a happy holiday over there in India. Hope everything's going well and you enjoy it. Have some fun. I'm probably not even stressed about work because work's no fun, right? But let's make it fun. Anyway, take care. Hope to see pictures. Share pictures with your friends about your event and everything. That'd be great. And take care. Happy scrumming. Enjoy your day. Bye. See ya.